Oh boy, you guys just don't know when to stop. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Well, what do you got? Ooh, do I have enough left over? Yeah. Do I want it? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I will absolutely take that. That's kind of amazing. Okay, well, that gets us up to enough to do 3 withers. Very nice. But welcome back in, folks. In the last episode, we made use of all of the lava that is down here, which I have now covered up. It was always the intention, but a couple of people said you should cover it up with glass, and I've finally got around to doing that now that I have it fully under control. And it looks like this thing can actually go through glass, which is kind of convenient. So we have that set up, and I've adjusted this slightly so I have access to it for getting more lava if I need it. On top of that, our ender cell network is fully filled up with 400 million FE, and that means we should be just about ready. And by just about, I mean we are ready to get into sieving or auto sieving. Now, as you can see there, I've also got myself a few things from modular routers, because I'm going to use modular routers to send some of the items from these, which I've also adjusted and cleaned up, but send it from these over to probably just above here, where I think I'm going to set up my auto hammers and my auto sieves. So I'm going to do a little bit more work just to make myself a platform, give myself some space up here. I honestly don't think I'm actually going to use this storage scanner at all. We're probably going to get straight into refined storage as soon as I get some automation happening. So while that was a nice idea, I think I'm just going to put it away for now. And we're going to make ourselves a nice little place up here, which is also going to give a little bit of a secret room underneath where I can put some refined storage stuff if I desire. Yeah. Now, on top of having this little platform here, I'm also going to just prepare myself all of the bits and pieces, or a decent amount of these modular routers things, so that we can get right into that without me having to do all the crafting on camera. And I think we're just going to grab the outside ring of this, or maybe something like that. We'll leave some so that we can use that when we desire, but I'm going to use these golden meshes and probably these oak sieves for crafting up what I need as well. So once I have all that prepared, and maybe a modular router or two set up back here, we can get straight into the auto sieving and auto hammering. Oh, shush. Ooh, but one thing that we should do is see if we can get into flux networks. And the way you make flux is with redstone, a piece of obsidian on top of bedrock. So I think that's why we have this. If I put, I'm going to have to turn my magnet off for this. If I put that just there, grab myself some obsidian. Oh, I actually already had some on me. Did that work? No, it didn't. There is a particular way you can do this. Hold on. I got to remember how. I think maybe I need to put that up like this. Ah, there we go. Oh, that startled me. You got to put a piece of obsidian above it and left click it. And there we go. We have some flux dust. That is going to be used to make myself some flux cores, some plugs and points, and the flux controller as well. It's going to take a little bit of crafting, but I'll get that crafted up, get my modular routers stuff crafted up, and then we can get straight into it. Cool. That is sorted. All right. I've done a little bit to make sure that we're up and running, and now we have a bunch of stuff being created. In fact, it's almost going a little bit fast, and I'm tempted to make a lesser quality cobble gen just for the time being so that it doesn't overwhelm us with too much cobblestone. But what I've done here is I've connected up a modular router with a bunch of puller upgrades to these 3 things here. So we get ourselves some netherrack And as you can see, I've set it to whitelist only the compressed version, and the same with the blackstone over here. And this, of course. That way it only sends the compressed versions into this diamond barrel. And I've added a stack upgrade tier 4 so that it stacks up to 1,000 per slot. So hopefully this should be a good buffer to then pull from and use on our automatic stuff. I've also managed to set up my flux network, so that is now charging my my jetpack constantly from this setup here. So I never have to worry about that running out again. And I have a couple of flux points in here that I can use as well. So with those initial things set up, and this now pulling in a bunch of stuff, I think maybe just getting myself a new simple cobble generator would be nice. That diamond one just cranks, and we may use it later depending on how fast our system goes, but it's genuinely likely that it would just overwhelm the storage eventually, and I would have thousands upon thousands of compressed blocks that are just kind of unusable. Now, I am running very low on iron, and so it would really be nice to get this set up. As such, we're going to grab one more stack of that, and we're going to do this. Do I have enough? Just got enough of the copper there to make myself one more hammer, and we're just going to get a little bit more iron to make it to the point where we can start to automate it. Oh, gold. Okay. So my inventory is a bit of a mess right now, but with a little bit of work, we'll get this a little bit cleaned up, and then hopefully we can get started. Oh, it's sleepy time. So I have the buckets here just to get me going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of these cobble gen. I'm going to go like that, and then take what I need from there to upgrade it to the next level. And I genuinely think for now that this will be just fine working at cobble level. So I'm going to put that in here, and let's have a look. I think it will be. Meh, we'll see. I can easily upgrade that to iron eventually, but we probably have more than enough in here to get started. Okay, so these are a little bit slower. Now it's time to make ourselves some flux hammers and some flux sieves, and that's why I needed a little bit of extra iron. Hopefully that will do. So we're going to go through and we're going to make ourselves up 1 or 2 of each to start off with. Let's just clear some of this out, my goodness. And we're going to start with the compressed cobblestone and see if we can get that running. Now, I just need some panes of glass. Oh, make ourselves up a diamond hammer. Oh, not like that. I think it's like this, right? Yeah. And that is our first flux hammer. Nice. On top of that, I'm also going to make up... Do I have some chests somewhere? I'm sure I do, yeah. Another hopper and a flux sieve. I've got the sieves in there. Okay. So begins the first parts of our quest to automation. Now, I've got a bunch of stuff in here that I need to go through. I actually did all the basic storage stuff, upgraded my backpack while I was setting up for all of this. Oh, I got a base upgrade. See if we get any good rewards. Mixed potion. Interesting. We did get some slime by using some milk on water. And now, over here, we have... Oh, we got ourselves a cobble gen. That's hilarious. Now, it says, welcome to the custom auto sieve mod. These machines have no input inventory. The sieve outputs to the bottom and the hammer's output to the front. Both auto output, so you can have an entire system built without any pipes. Note, these machines will not run without space in the output inventory. So it does have a little bit of a setup here, which we're not going to exactly follow ourselves. It looks like it has some auto crafters and stuff to turn the items into smeltable items and go from there. But I think what we will more likely end up doing is just pumping it in like this and fortuning it for starters. But once I have an RS system set up, I will automate using the refined storage crafters I'll automate the crafting of that and pump them into my emerald factory furnace. So for now, we're not going to follow their little guide. We're going to see if we can do something for ourselves. So first things first, I'm essentially going to, I think, have this set up, oh, not that way, with just a bunch of sieves. And I'm going to use the modular routers to grab the inventory, or maybe it has to go directly into an inventory. So we might need to make somewhere for at least the sieve to put stuff into. And I think just some standard barrels would probably be just fine. I don't want to use chests. Barrels are prettier. So we'll do this, make ourselves a few of those, and let's start off with our first sieve into here. Now, we are going to grab some upgrades for this pretty much straight away if we can. But before I put something in there, I'm going to upgrade this mesh to diamond. We have plenty of diamonds for that, and we're not ready to do netherite just yet. So diamond should be a nice enough level. Although, is there an emerald? No, possibly not. If we come over here, sometimes lower tier meshes, we understand that. It goes from diamond straight down to netherite. And netherite, we do need a smithing template, so we're not there just yet. So, a diamond mesh in there, and we're going to have to set this up to a flux network, but we'll get there. Next, we're going to type X machina. No, Mac at X Mac. There we go. No space in between. And we're going to make ourselves some of these upgrades. So I'm going to add that over there. Obviously, I don't think we can do. Oh, we could. We could. But it uses 8,000 RF per tick. I think we're going to stick with the diamond upgrade that does 2,000 RF per tick. So to make these, we're going to need a decent amount of glass, some cyan terracotta, specifically cyan terracotta. Interesting. And some green dye, some gold ingots. I guess I'm making myself some snad. Ooh, there's some raw iron in there. That is handy. We'll get that cooking too. Oh, there's raw iron in there as well. Okay. So we're all right for iron. That's good to know. Do I have any sand? I guess I'm making some. And yeah, that should work. Interesting that it's, oh, there we go. It is growing. And let's put this one a little closer. Did someone say green dye? Oh boy, that's way too fast. I'm happy with that now. Thank you. Phew. Okay, a little terracotta. I also have a little supply somewhere. Yeah. Of dust to make some more. Just with this system. We can speed that up a little bit too. Like this. Yeah. We're probably going to need a decent amount of this over time, so may as well do it all. Right. A little extra terracotta. Turn that into cyan, and now we can get started on these. Now, I'm going to want to make a fair few of these diamond ones because they do stack up to 3 in each sieve, and potentially each crusher too. And each one of those needs 3, so I'm just going to see. Okay, I can make a couple, and we're going to go straight to diamond on those. Like so. With that, I'm able to achieve one of these, but that is going to use 2,000 RF per tick, but it will process 64 items each time. Cool. From there, I guess it would make sense to put the hammer into it. Now this also needs 3 of the diamond. Luckily, I smelted up a decent amount of glass earlier. So I need a couple more of these. And what am I missing? Green dye. Maybe I did need some more of that. At least I know that it is very easy to get more. Oh boy, and it goes through the terracotta so quickly. Guess I'm making more of that too. So I'm going to make 3 of those and another diamond. That way we have 3 and 3. That is now set up for that too. And I think I might have this around the wrong way. That is meant to go into there. Can I rotate it using a wrench? Let's see. And no. Okay. blocks it is. That looks more like it. Now, just to test, I'm going to grab some of this cobblestone. In fact, I'm going to grab a stack of it. I'm going to put that in there, and then we are going to use our flux points. I'll come up with a better way to address getting all of them at the same time. But if I put that on there, it's full of power. It's going through its process. And, oh, wait, I need to do that. But it's not putting it into here. Now, if we have a look at this, it does look like that's the way it's meant to go. Maybe this cannot do compressed. That's very likely, actually. Yeah, okay. So what I've been doing over there by setting the compressed blocks, completely wrong. Good to know. I should stop this. Hold on. Okay. Let's just grab that. Okay, fantastic. It keeps the modules in there. So that's going to go over to this, which obviously if it also had a flux point on there, this is a very expensive way to go about it, but it would process those and off we go. Now, I think the difference with this system rather than the ones we use over there is it decides what it is making per sieve. So since this is going through 64 at once, it's obviously going to decide the percentage, and once it makes one, it will provide 64 of that item. It won't give us as much of a variety per click, if that makes sense, because we have like 25 different options over there, and we only have one sieve just here. So that means we're going to get a lot of stuff quite quickly, but we have to wait for the small % chance that it gets diamond or emerald, and then it will get 64 of those. So I now know that I need to take all of this and turn it into uncompressed form, and then it's fine. I will just take away the whitelist and allow it to grab directly from these as they are, rather than getting the compressed, and that will send it across. And most likely, I won't actually need to use the full 64 stacks, and I can probably divvy these diamond upgrades up a little bit between all of the system, because at the moment, other than using a diamond one for the cobblestone, at least these ones for now will not need to be fully upgraded, because providing a stack each time it does its run, these just don't provide that much material anyway. So a singular diamond upgrade should be more than enough. I think what I'm going to do now is set myself up with a couple of different ones. I want one for gravel. I want one for sand. I want one for dust, one for the netherrack, and one for the blackstone. The reality is I don't think I actually want the endstone one automated, because just using this is usually more than enough to get what I need, a couple of those things and a couple of these. And just filling up my system with those doesn't seem very good. So 5 in total, I think, would be really nice. And I'm going to see if I can come up with a system that crushes the ones that are necessary down a couple of times, has the power system hooked up nice and efficiently, probably using some mechanism power lines, I would say. And once that's all done, we can hook these barrels up using modular routers directly into my storage controller, and it will start filling up this entire system automatically. Let me see what I can do. And oh yeah, that is definitely working. Okay, so over here now, yes, I made some decisions and fixed that up. Of course, this is much smarter. We have a staggered system of automation. I have these 3 here are being fed by a diamond cobble gen, which just ensures that this is permanently up and running. And at the moment, I have everything running on 2 diamond upgrades, just because it takes a lot of resources, and that's where I'm at. So every single thing in here is running on a 2. Now, obviously, this crushed netherrack here and the crushed blackstone are not running fast enough right now. We're not receiving enough items. I might camouflage this and stop those beams from coming across there. So I could probably take one of those out, because it can still process 16. And as such, they're just going to tick away nice and slowly. And I can use these extras for some other things. But there's one thing that I realized that I also would like, and that is soul sand. Now, to get soul sand, we have to do a little bit of work, but I think we could set something up somewhere else, maybe over there, perhaps, or even down here somewhere. Also, this guy has a sleep charm, which I'm absolutely going to grab now that I have some emeralds. Hold on. Thank you. Also happen to be selling the dye that I need. I might grab the spruce saplings as well, even though I have other ways of getting that. It's just very easy to grab 4 of those. Anyway, so that is obviously up and running flat out. I'm just going to put those away. And if that iron is there, that means we've got 1,000. It's time to set this up to be fed back down into this system. I have a couple of copper upgrades, and I've also gone ahead and made myself a void upgrade for this blackstone one, the one that has blackstone pebbles on it, because as you can see, we get a ridiculous amount of those. But now I should be able to come down here, grab myself a modular router, and I'm just going to place it there on the back of that drawer. Now I should be able to, I think I have the stuff I need, a puller module and a sender module. I've got all of these being fed by a advanced pipe upgrade, which makes all of the stuff come out there perfectly quick enough. I'm going to grab the puller and pull from that barrel into here. That's going to pull very slowly to start off with. That's fine. And then I'm going to grab this sender module and attach it to that. So very slowly, obviously, it is starting to send those through, but I have a few things in here which can speed it up. Ooh, actually, maybe I don't. I just need a little bit more. What do I need? Oh, this is a mess. Let's put away a few things. And I've been cooking some of this to try and get myself enough to add upgrades. Let's just put some stuff away for now. Oh yeah, now we're talking. I'll double check in here, but I don't think I have stuff. It's just a matter of using some paper. It's hard to remember where I've put everything. We are very soon going to be upgrading this whole system. There's my paper. I'll grab some of that, and I want to make these blank modules. We're just going to make a heap because I'm probably going to use these over time. On top of that, we need a little bit more gold, a little bit more redstone, some blaze rods, and some gunpowder. Got to put some stuff away. Hold on. And do. Okay. Make ourselves a few more of those. And, oh, surely I have. Oh, I turned it all into terracotta. Oh, boy. Okay. I just need a little bit of sand. Sand? I can probably grab some from this one. Yeah. Oh, it has to be dust. How about I grab some of the dust then? This one. Okay. And just cook that up. That will do for now. So, some stack upgrades. I don't know what the maximum is, but I'm just going to grab all of them because once again, probably going to use a few of those over our time. And if I do that, 6 is the maximum. That's already keeping up there, but I'm going to add a speed upgrade as well. And now we should be able to see this rapidly going down. Now, the thing is, it's probably going to get caught any second now. Right? Or maybe I've just got it up. There we go. It got stuck. What did we get stuck on? Prismarine crystals. So that shows me that I need to add an upgrade to that. We'll see whether it gets stuck again. Right now it's not. Zoom in. Look at us go. And that should hopefully be fast enough to keep up with everything. I made sure to add this diamond barrel because we may as well make use of it again. Oh, looks like we might be stuck again. We need more Certus quartz crystals. There we go. We're stuck on arcane crystals. I don't know whether I have those ones yet. Interesting. That's probably from the higher tier of sieving. No, it is just a chance from mesh. Interesting. Okay. I'll just double check really quickly that I don't have that somewhere, and that should go there then. Now we're flying. And, oh, this is so great. We also are getting a fair bit of quartz already, so perhaps I don't actually need the soul sand. I did forget that we get quartz from the netherrack, so it's probably okay. Now, this is obviously completely maxed out, and thanks to the void upgrade, we are just voiding all of that blackstone. If I ever wanted to get more, it's really easy. Plus, we have the machine over there making it, so I'm not too worried about that. There goes all that. Zooming through these. Oh, and we're caught again. Flint. Right now we have flint in there, but it would be a good idea to maybe get some flint and put it in there. That will allow us to keep a lot more. I'll swap that out later on for something else. Burning through everything else. And just like that, we seem to be fully situated. And that will keep up with this system very easily. Now, I have obviously a couple of extra diamond upgrades. I think it would be more than possible to start going through and upgrading all of these so they run a little bit faster. But if my math is correct, this should barely be scratching the surface. In fact, these things run fast enough that they constantly keep it up to date. We have 32,000 being run, and right now, even if I did all of these up to 3 diamond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 2,000 would only use 26,000 RF per tick. So this entire system maxed out will still be runnable from that with a little bit overhead. And we are going to expand that very soon. Very, very soon. But that's great. That's really great. It gives us a bit of this to work with, which is very important if we're going to be getting into refined storage. And it gives us some of this to work with. In fact, it gives us a lot of everything. Amazing. Really, really good, actually. The next step would obviously be to automate the crafting of these pieces and then automate the making of the resources out of them. And we might work on that. We do have the crafter over here, one of them. I'm sure I have it somewhere in my chest monsters. Maybe it's in here? Oh boy, I don't know. But somewhere we have a crafter. I also have all these materials that I've got to deal with now. Oh, that's okay. But I think 2 crafters potentially put back here could do it. But like I said earlier, refined storage, auto crafting is probably our best bet. So we'll deal with that once we get into refined storage. Oh, it's caught on something. Gunpowder. All right. Another upgrade. Now, the goal here would be probably to get all of these with maybe 3 upgrades in them so that they go up to, well, let's see. What does that go up to? 262,000. I think that would be more than enough for the time being. But once they were all up to that point, then we would go ahead and add. Oh, I did not mean to add that. Oh no, I made a mistake. Quick, take that out before it's too late. But obviously then we could add a void upgrade to all of them, and this system could just run. Even if it's not producing anything, it can just continue to run without causing any problems. Wonderful. This is working great. Now, as far as I'm aware, if I do add a camouflage module to these, it will stop those beams from going across. And I think I'm going to do that because as much as I love it, it's a lot of fun. I don't think we need those beams getting shot across the landscape. So let's have a look at modular routers, and a camouflage upgrade just requires a couple of different dyes. Blue dye, red dye, and green dye. Well, we can get blue dye quite easily. I have some green dye. I just need to probably bone meal some ground and deal with some inventory management. Oh my goodness. Getting a really good supply of stuff like this though, that's fantastic. And of course, this stuff. We've got a heap of coal being built up, a heap of redstone being built up, and oh, that's so much better. We're on top of all of those. I feel good about this. Let me make some camouflage upgrades and we'll see how things are looking. Ooh. Nah. Well, turns out it's not camouflage upgrades, it's actually muffler upgrades. Thank you, Lissy. But with 3 muffler upgrades in there, they are now invisibly sending their items across. And I think this is done. I think this is it. It's completely automated. Obviously, I could go back through and we will add a 3rd diamond upgrade to all of these just to speed things up a little bit. But I would have to increase my production of netherrack and blackstone to really warrant doing it on these outside ones. So for now, this can hopefully just be left. Every time I notice that it is a little bit clogged, I will go through. And initially, I think I'm just going to try and get enough copper to do 3 copper upgrades on each and every drawer. And then, yeah, add a void upgrade and anything excess is good to go. Now, it might be worth grabbing some things and just cleaning up this whole area. You can see we've got a little bit of a gap in some places. So I might be able to transfer some of the less used items like these ones across and then move some of the drawers over so we have some spare space. But for now, this is really nice. It's really, really good. And I think we're done. I think that is an episode. Oh, this sleep charm should make that instant. Oh, much better. We managed to get a flux network going and full automation of our initial and important resources straight into our system here. And that's going to provide more than enough of this and all of the other resources, mind you, to get me into refined storage and beyond. So with that, I'm going to finish up the episode here and I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for your continued support. Really does mean a lot and I appreciate it so much. And to everyone who's been watching, I've been having a good time. Also, we can fly infinitely now without having to worry about losing power. It's great. But yeah, I hope you've been having a good time. I hope you enjoy my little system up there. And in the next episode, I think we are going to add some barrels under here, clean this all up, and maybe start looking into refined storage. But until the next episode, I hope you all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone. Whoop!